A brain surgeon accused of raping multiple children briefly appeared in court on Tuesday for the first time in over a year ahead of his trial for sexually assaulting multiple minors. James Kohut, 58, was excused early from the proceedings along with the other two defendants in the case, Rashel Brandon, 44, and Emily Stephens, as an inspector for the Santa Cruz County District Attorney's Office detailed the allegations against the three. Brandon and Stephens, who are both nurses, are accused of running a sex ring with Kohut that included their own children, who were as young as 3. Text messages also reveal how the group spoke of having more children for a taboo family, where they would all have sexual relations with one another. An inspector with the district attorney's office, Kelli Freitas, stated that Kohut and Stephens, 31, had been involved for 8 years. Kohut met Brandon when they worked together in intensive care at Dominican Hospital, Santa Cruz. It is unclear where he met Stephens. She also revealed that Stephens' 4 children lived in the nude and had sex with adults.The Santa Cruz Sentinel was in court for the hearing on Tuesday. In one video from March 2017, Stephens brought 2 children to Kohut's home, where the doctor orally copulated a girl, 5, as one of the women held her arms down and touched another boy's genitals. He also directed the 2 women as they engaged in sex acts with the children, who could be seen in the footage referring to Kohut as drive. Daddy said Freitas Brandon began having a sexual relationship with the doctor in 2016, said Freitas, at which time Kohut expressed his desire to impregnate her and start a taboo family where they would have sex with their children. All 3 were already having sex with the children of both Brandon and Stephens at that time, according to Freitas, and at one point filmed 2 hours of footage that allegedly shows them raping some of those children. Freitas also revealed, after interviewing one of the children, it emerged the trio forced them to have sex with each other and would pile their bodies on top of each other. Testimony later revealed that one of Stephens' children was likely fathered by Kohut.Kohut is charged with 48 felonies, while Stephens and Brandon were charged with 45 and 44 respectively in a superseding indictment filed in September of last year. The video is the most damning piece of evidence in the case and what led to the arrest of the three. In court on Tuesday, more details were revealed about how and where the video was filmed. It turns out there were videos with the group taping themselves on a camera, phone and GoPro as they allegedly assaulted the children. Those videos were filmed between January and May of 2017, and one video showed just Stephens.That. That video was filmed by Brandon at the request of Kohut, who said he wanted to make sure that Stephens would not inform his wife of his taboo relationships and planned to use the tape to guarantee her silence. There were also texts introduced into evidence in which Brandon and Kohut discussed their plan to blackmail Stephens. Freitas stated that Kohut also used the tape to get Stephens to bring her child to him so he could sexually abuse the boy, threatening to release the footage if she did not abide by his demands. Brandon, who cooperated with authorities during the investigation, stated that Kohut had spoke of past relationships with mothers and their children. He had told her he was molested as a young child by his nanny and her 2 daughters, and he believed it to be a beautiful experience, Freitas stated in court. Mr.Kohut wanted Ms.Stephens to move to Santa Cruz and move in with Ms.Brandon. This was detailed in court papers opposing a bail reduction for Kohut. Because defendant has a 20-year history, new victims have been found since the initial filing. After the initial filing, R has come forward, read the court filing. In 2004, Grace R was only 13 years old and grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Her mother started an online relationship with defendant. Defendant flew her and her mother to Santa Cruz for 5 days. They stayed at the Chaminade Hotel. Any night defendant, her mother, and R were all on the same bed. Gr's mother passed out on the bed and defendant then sexually molested Gr. FBI supervising agent Chris Marceau also testified to some of the depraved acts Brandon had been seen performing on videos as well in his testimony. These included groping a boy, orally copulating a boy, and having sex with him while the child was on his back, and orally copulating a minor female.